We're back again. It's been a long time.
About time, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's been about 3 weeks, hasn't it?
You know what? It's been so long that we've actually acquired a new member as well.
We definitely have a new member.
Yeah. It's like we've got rid of the old one for the new one.
Yeah, because the old one went to Manchester.
No, he'll be back. But it's been such a long time since we did this. I almost forgot that famous quote from episode 2.
What famous quote's that, Sam?
Roberto Firmino is in the top 3 players in the world.
Why does that have to be the first topic, right?
In the world.
Yeah, I still can't believe you said that.
I never said that. I swear I never said that.
You did.
I want to actually have proof of me
It's
saying
in
that.
episode 2.
Yeah,
I actually want to hear it.
Just go listen back.
I will, but I never said he was the top player.
The look that
I never
Brian
said
is giving
he
Ahmed
was in the
right
top
now.
3 players in the world. I never said that. I said probably top 3 strikers that I prefer for Liverpool, right? That's what I said.
Ahmed, I'd hire some bodyguards.
Don't look at me in those eyes, Brian, man.
I'm sorry, I just can't speak at the moment. I'm just bewildered with that statement. I really am.
Like, Brian's eyes are so wide, it's unbelievable. He's just looking at me.
If
He's like,
looks could
he's
kill.
looking into my soul right now. That's how bad it is.
No, he is.
Like, I feel
Just give us that look again, Brian.
Oh,
nah,
honestly, if you could see
oh
this.
my god. Like, I'm not going to survive today. I can guarantee you that. I'm going to
No
be dead.
chance.
I will be dead. That's what I'm
As
going to
long
say.
as you don't make a statement like you've just made and what you made in podcast 2 that you now can't remember, even though we have
Conveniently.
footage saved, even put out to the world, but you're now denying. You do realise we are in a radio station at the moment, and we do.
And
broadcast.
according to Ahmed as well, he's the most professional in here as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
That was mentioned.
Yeah, I am.
You're not.
I am.
Far are you?
Right, let's move on.
Yeah,
let's move on.
getting
Otherwise-
into foot.
Let's talk ball, lads. Let's talk
ball. So, we've mentioned that quote, top 3 players in the world. The Ballon d'Or shortlist apparently doesn't have Ronaldo or Messi in. What do you make of that?
What, this year?
Really?
Yep. Yeah. The Ballon d'Or doesn't have Ronaldo or Messi in.
Have you got the short list of who's on there?
That's what it's rumoured.
It's rumoured.
So
now.
it's rumoured that both Ronaldo or Messi will not be in the top 3. And instead, you've got Varane, Mbappe and Modric.
What they're all saying is Mbappe going to be the next like Ronaldo, and Messi just picking them up every year, isn't he? 'Cause he's on the right road to pick them up every year.
We're not in the twilight zone, are we? This is the players from last season. So
Yeah.
Salah has not made the top 3 players in the world for last season.
This is rumoured. This is...
Wow.
Yeah, it's not confirmed.
Guys.
Wow.
How on earth Never's never made it as well.
I honestly,
Those screamers.
I respect Modric. I think he, against us, England obviously, it was amazing.
He kind of captained that game.
No,
quite well, didn't
But
he?
I
Modric is a
don't,
great
I don't
player.
believe he's winning all these awards. I don't believe he's the top player in the world.
He's one of. He's not
One of, but he's not the best.
He's more top 10.
Who,
I'd say,
Modric?
really.
We talk about Modric, yeah?
Yeah,
No,
Luka
Modric is a good player, but like,
I'd have him on the bench, really.
on the bench.
you
on
have
the
him on the
bench?
bench.
No,
why?
no. If you could,
What,
if
on
you
the
could,
bench for the Ballon d'Or? What, sitting outside?
if you could pick
Nah,
11
I
players,
wouldn't
right? If
agree
you could
with
pick
that.
11 players,
Yeah.
he wouldn't be a starting player, really, would he? He'd come on
In
after
a
half time.
FIFA best squad.
Yeah, if you could choose any kind of players you wanted from current day.
I don't know. A lot of people.
Nah,
will put him in.
I'll put
I don't know.
Modric
He's
in
one of
there.
those. He's
I'll put
one.
him
He's
in
one of
there.
those. You either start him or he comes on after half time. He's one of those, I think.
I'll put him in there because I think Modric is probably like one of the best midfielders in the world right now. Like, I'm not even saying top 10, probably top 5.
Hang on, we've got another in the world
Yeah, this is-
statement.
Just think
Is
about
this
this.
gonna
one.
be
This is a
remembered?
better
Just
one, though.
Just
This is a
write this
better
down.
one.
Just write this down so we know we've got
No,
it.
we've got
Yeah.
this evidence.
Yeah, we've got. I'm sure we've got video evidence. We've got audio. So.
Right,
But
we've
I'm-
got off
and I'm
topic
It's a
already.
good statement, though.
No,
Come
but I'm
on.
actually shocked because I sort of believe what you've just said, Ahmed.
That's the first. Brian is agreeing with me.
I know. I'm actually.
This one's a bit
'cause
more
I
logical.
think we've actually got a division on the table already with the first topic because Modric's season last was amazing. He gets to the World Cup and it was him that made the team tick.
Was it?
Yeah.
I want to talk about this a
was
bit
it,
more.
Was it his season that was amazing, or was it his World Cup series that was amazing?
I thought
Well,
he
it
had
was
a
both.
good
It was
season
both.
as well.
You
I
think?
think, I thought he just
to
followed
win the
it on.
Champions League, to almost win the World Cup as well in the
Yeah,
same
but-
season.
Yeah,
is
reached the final.
is that because we've come to the point of Real Madrid winning the Champions League? Now Ronaldo's gone.
And
They're
again,
not,
yeah,
they're not winning. Is it just because it was a one-man team and those
they relied on him.
were those creations made and been brought onto the table because of Ronaldo, even though he didn't start them or he finished them, but he was there and people were kind of looking up and he kind of almost gave a nod to say, yeah, go on and do that move, that's quite a clever move. is it because of him really?
I think it plays
Is
a
it-
big part. And
Is it because the reason why
I think
Modric
it's
had a
worth
great season?
mentioning-
Is it because of Ronaldo?
I think it's worth mentioning like the way that the Ballon d'Or has gone. It used to be about who's been the best player in the world for that season.
Yeah.
Now it's about what have you won.
Yeah, it's all about
Do you get
that
what
now,
I mean?
Yeah,
really,
but
isn't
that
it?
should
That's
be
why
allowed, though.
Rafael Varane, the centre back for Real Madrid, is meant to be in this top 3 shortlist. He's rumoured to be in
But it's not allowed
because he
though,
won the World Cup and he's won the Champions League.
because seeing how the players have been performing, I mean, like Modric has been last season was probably one of the best ever. Salah as well, like his form was
Yeah, but
Messi Ronaldo form.
Can I hear your top 3 players in the world?
Like realistically, do we say
Yeah, yeah.
realistically? All right,
Yeah.
realistically, right? I reckon.
Is Firmino in there?
I want to say yeah, just for the bands,
Sorry,
but
we-
like I'll
we
be
are-
realistic. I'll be
We are all
realistic, right?
chuckling here. I know you can't see us, but we are all
I'll
chuckling
be
at ourselves at the
realistic,
moment.
right? I'll be realistic, right? So I
It'll be a
reckon.
first. Go on.
Heskey, Akinfenwa.
Kenny
Bentner.
Dalglish,
Nah,
Steve
Put
Highaway,
Lord Benton there as well, but yeah, nah. I
Sammy
reckon
Lee.
it'll be my personal top 3 at the moment. All right, I'll probably say
Firmino.
pretty much. I'll say probably Ronaldo. Then I'll probably say Messi. Then third, I'll probably say Salah. If you talk about Ballon d'Or, I reckon it should be those 3.
That's more realistic.
Like that's what I personally
More
think.
realistic, but still biased. Why? do you
Well,
have
just
to have-
because I said Salah, is that
why
why
do
it's
you have to have a
biased?
Liverpool player, and every time we say a top 3, it
Oh
has to
my
be a
God, are
Liverpool
you-
player?
Kind of
Actually,
justify
Salah
that.
had
No,
a
wait
good
there.
season.
Brian's got a good point there. Every time we mention anything to do with top 3, top 5, or anything like that, you always mention at least one or
There's
two. Liverpool
92 teams in all divisions in this country: Spain, Belgium. I mean, Brazil.
Oh, look! You're
Let's
saying
go
that right?
global with this.
I picked a player from one from the Italian league, one from the Spanish league, one from the Premier League. So that is a little bit global.
And your
isn't it?
point is,
My point is that they're all from 3 different countries. You're saying there has to be someone
Right.
from Liverpool and
right,
that. But
funnily
like,
enough, we might know a bit about geography. So I've worked out that they might play in different countries. So yeah, okay. Thanks for
To-
pointing that out to us,
to be
Ahmed.
fair-
you're welcome, Brian. I'm just making
I,
sure you know
I
about
agree
it.
with
like,
Ahmed on 2 of them, but for the third, I'd say Mbappe.
Mbappe for third.
Oh, that's a
young,
good shout.
he's a
But
young,
last
he's a young
season-
kid that's coming to. He's playing for PSG, and
It's scary how good he could be.
he's,
Nah, it's true.
He's next level.
It's true in
Oh,
that
it goes
sense.
back
To
to, the
win
whole
the World Cup at
yeah,
that
exactly.
age as
It
well.
goes back to the
that's
whole
fair
what have you
enough.
won, but he's won the World Cup, and he's 19.
Oh, it's
But on the
It's
form,
stupid.
like,
And also the kid, massive credit to him as well. All the money he earned from the World
Yeah,
Cup,
he
went and put
donated
he
that.
donated it straight to charity, and he had nothing to do with that. He earned nothing from the World Cup, so massive.
it's
credits to him.
clearly it's to do with passion. It's not money.
Oh yeah,
no, but
which is nice to see.
there's
finally.
another award for that though. I mean, you got the Ballon d'Or. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like a FIFA.
FIFA Pro or something.
It's something like
Best
that.
player of the year.
Yeah, like he
I'm
should be
sure
voted for that
Modric
then,
has just
probably.
won that though.
No,
Isn't that the one
Modric.
he
won?
Modric
Yeah.
won that last season, I think.
No, he's won that again. He won this season.
Oh, he's already won
he's,
it.
he's won a few things this season, and he won something to do with the World Cup.
With how much he's won, he's got to be in the top 3
Oh.
for Ballon d'Or.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
If you're going off,
Oh.
if it is now what we say it is, and it's on what you've won this year, he's got to at least win it.
Modric
really.
should
I mean,
He's
now
won
we're
it.
talking about this though. Defenders don't get a look in, do they? In the Ballon d'Or.
That's
Who-
because
Who
there
was the
hasn't
last one
been.
to win it?
Because everyone,
Long time ago it was.
I don't know how Ballon d'Or, actually vote for who wins. Because as you just said, Sam, it just seems to me that it's now gone on to what you win. But
It
surely
is,
a
yeah.
player that has a great season at centre half, you've got the best defensive record. Without a defensive record that's good, you don't win anything. If you
No.
concede,
No, it's
That's
true.
the thing. That's the thing. It's now got. What we mentioned a few podcasts ago that like obviously keepers are getting bought in for more money now. They're getting more they're getting recognised a little bit more. But still, defenders don't really get that. They're still in that kind of limelight that they don't get looked at a lot, and they could be the best defender in the league or the whole of Europe or whatever, and they don't get a look in it. I think it has something to do with a bit of Sergio Ramos, really, just
Do you think?
how he portrays himself, because he is a bit of a nasty player, but he is one of the best defenders going.
He probably is the best defender in the world, in my opinion.
Well,
Ramos.
it's interesting you say this because it's become a bit of a theme that I ask you guys some sort of question. And I was going to say, who is the best centre-back in the world? Not based on form.
I just said Sergio
What
Ramos.
current?
hang on, sorry.
Not based on form.
I'm
Yeah, no.
sorry to cut you off, boys. I really thought we were going to go for a player that came down from Scotland to Liverpool. And
Oh, so what? You're on about Van Dijk? Oh, he's second, mate.
Second, okay.
Wow.
But
Am I
Still top
dreaming?
three. Still top
but
three.
just going back, exactly my point, my friend. I was going to say still in the top 3 though, yeah?
Still top
I've only done that because he brought it up. If he didn't bring it up, I wouldn't have said anything. I'm only doing it for the bands, alright? That's what I'm saying.
Is it for the
Next,
bunch?
no, it's
You
for
need
the
to be
bunch.
realistic.
But then
Next
again,
he's
that
gonna-
being said though, when Van Dijk came to Liverpool, look how much the defence improved. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say Liverpool's defence is absolutely shocking. They have
Still
the
haven't won
moments.
anything though, have you?
They're not the best though.
I won't
but-
lie.
I can say whatever I want, so I could say that.
I mean, you can talk about how bad Liverpool's defence is, but what are Man United's defence right now? It's true
No.
though, isn't it?
But
I'll
the
say
room has
this.
gone
We're
silent.
like what? We're like 15
We're all
minutes into
affected
this
by
or
this.
whatever, 10 minutes into this, and he's already throwing harsh comments about.
And didn't I say I was going to behave this week?
You
We
did,
weren't
you
gonna-
did.
Didn't I? And then we're what, 6 minutes in, whatever it is.
It's about time
and-
we did that drugs test.
And yeah,
I think it is.
yeah.
I feel like I need
Yeah.
to get a drug test
But
one of these days.
my best centre half in the world. At the
Yeah, so
moment.
not based on form in the current game, who's the best centre back in the world? I mean, I'm going to say this. When we were talking about Van Dijk, I think he's justified that fee. It was an astronomical fee. What was it, 75 mil?
something like
Yeah, it
that.
was 75 million.
I think he's warranted that. He's been sensational. It's coming from a United fan.
Yeah, that's because Man United really, really wanted him, but he ended up going to Liverpool instead.
So where do
Well, he was linked.
Man
So
United
we didn't
really,
like- we weren't
wanted
begging
to
for
They
him.
wanted him. They wanted him. I know that. Man City did as well.
You were there,
I
weren't you?
love it when Ahmed goes on one of these. He's always just his mouth just
What are you on about?
goes.
No.
He's just a little ranter, isn't he?
No, Ahmed knows.
Oh yeah, we
Ed
got
Woodward.
him. It's always that in it. Manchester United, you were interested.
No, it's because
but we
Ahmed's
bought him. We
friends.
got him. Oh, you were interested, but we bought him.
No, Ahmed's friends with Ed Woodward, so they go for coffee
Oh,
and
do
like,
they?
talk
Yeah,
about
of course
they do.
transfers.
I'm
Yeah.
friends with Ed Woodward, yeah?
Yeah.
Ed Woodward. Why would I be friends with the Man United dude?
Do you know what, actually?
Man United
Dude.
dude,
The
mate.
Man United dude.
The Man United dude,
Man
mate.
United dude.
Is that his title in the boardroom?
That's what he calls him.
Oh.
He's got his brass plate in front of him.
Yeah,
Ed
yeah.
Woodward, dude, mate. Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, it gets better. It gets. Oh, it's
Dude,
amazing.
mate. Anyway, best
Love
centre
it.
half. That's I honestly can't think at the moment. Well, I can think,
Ramos
but
is
I
up there.
can't. I think he's got
On
to be,
his
isn't
day.
he?
Yeah.
I just wish I could say our team's players, but
I know.
I can't. And also I'm not as biased as I'm.
Our centre backs aren't
So,
consistent.
That's because
Smalling on
Liverpool
his day
played
is
better.
decent.
You've got some good centre backs. Just at the moment, they're not just performing, are they?
Yeah, we can't find that consistency that we had with like Vidic
No.
or
You know
Ferdinand.
This might surprise you, but at the same time, I feel like it might not. Who should be up for the running of the Ballon d'Or for a centre back? Harry Maguire.
Man United were going to buy him in the summer one day. Why did it not go down there?
I knew that was coming. I knew
Is
that was
that what
coming,
Ed told you?
Why did that happen? Why did that happen?
Ed, mate.
But
You
no,
know, I think Harry Maguire should be up there because he had a fantastic season with Leicester and he's had a fantastic season in the World
No, I
Cup.
he's
agree
as
with
too
well.
that.
good for Leicester. That's what I'm saying. In my
But I
opinion.
think the England fans will definitely, back you up on that. I thought it was
Oh,
a great World
was
Cup.
Nah, he was amazing for the World Cup.
Great
honestly.
World
He
Cup.
stopped everything he created.
Passion.
Everything. He
No
was
one got
amazing.
Those
past
headers as
him.
well,
He's
mate.
just, keeps
He was
going
next
for the
level.
game, and
trust me.
brings every other player up who plays alongside him, and yeah, brilliant World Cup. I would love him at our club.
Yeah.
I think
Mate,
anyone
just
would
suggest
really.
that to Ed when you see him.
Yeah.
But it just
course I would,
proves to me
top
that
side.
something's got to be going on right at Leicester, because when
Oh,
they
yeah.
won the title and they still kept the core of their
Well,
team,
there's a
still
sense of magic
stayed.
about
You look
that
at the
club.
season
And it was
after.
only and Kante that left out of that team,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
You
I
look
mean,
at this
that team-
season.
Vardy was supposedly could have gone to
Arsenal.
Arsenal,
Yeah.
and
Well, you look at the season after. All right, they didn't do too well in the Premier League, but the Champions League they went further than any English club that season. How? How did they outrun
They're a magic club.
all those teams?
They've got something about
and they
them.
got to what was it,
Yeah.
semi-finals against Atletico, and they lost 2-0 after the second game, wasn't it?
What,
I think
Leicester
it was.
reached the
so, yeah.
semis? Was it semis?
Or was it quarterfinals?
Quarter.
No, it must have been quarters. It wasn't in semis. Surely.
Either way,
Either way,
It
quarterfinals.
was still
an
far,
amazing
though.
achievement.
It was still far though.
It'll go down
and
forever.
it
like,
was a,
everyone will remember.
I think
that.
it was a 2-0 loss. That's not bad. For
great
us,
season.
just for
Amazing.
a club, they're not even a small club. They're a
They've been through a
medium-sized
lot
club.
recently as well.
What was it, 5,000 to 1
Yeah, it was.
before the season
And,
started?
and all the fans, they always put, oh, it's a cheeky tenner or cheeky 20 quid, it's a bit of extra
Yeah,
money.
some fans
And-
wouldn't bid.
And the amount of betting companies that were trying to buy them out with like 7 games to go before they win the league, we'll offer you this much, we'll offer you more money than you're going to win, and we'll give you that. And they were getting scared because they knew that Leicester were going to win the league. And then that night when Chelsea beat Tottenham,
magic.
That was.
Yeah,
I
it was.
think everyone wanted Chelsea to win that game.
I'm glad we
even-
moved on to Leicester because I think it's worth, it was a few weeks back, but it's worth giving a mention to Vichai
Hmm.
in that
sad.
terrible,
Oh,
terrible
it's
accident.
It's a
Oh.
tragedy.
absolute tragedy. And you saw in the fans, you saw it.
You saw it in the players and how close the players were.
You saw it,
Yeah.
and I'm
Schmeichel-
so glad they won that game.
It was just
Yeah.
that family
Yeah.
vibe
Because
as well.
I thought they
Like,
could have frozen and just
Yeah.
not won the game.
When-
but
when
The mentality to want to play that
it
game.
meant
Like,
so
they could have-
much to them.
could have postponed that.
Yeah,
When
But they didn't.
when
but
when
that's out of respect, isn't
It
it?
is,
You know,
yeah.
the man
Exactly.
puts that into the club, the money, the passion.
They all seemed like
and-
friends.
they
the
were,
players
they were
and-
well,
Yeah, they did,
well
yeah.
Vichai,
when it happened, Schmeichel ran out, and for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, he was crying his eyes out
I was
because,
Yeah,
just
he
gonna
tried to
say
help.
that.
because those
I
two
was just
apparently
gonna
those
say
two were really really close mates.
Yeah.
But everyone on that team were like they were best mates. They were like a family. Those team and the members, and it was just
I mean,
Yeah,
just think
'cause it
about
was-
that. It's no wonder they won the title.
yeah.
How
and,
close knit
and then
everyone
look
was.
and look what he did to the players that won the title. He bought them Beamers. He bought them all
Yeah.
BMW
No, he-
i8s.
It
And
was an
they're
R8,
not-
Audi R8. I think.
That's it.
A
Oh,
blue
No,
one.
no,
what, the
no,
amount of
no,
money they're
no,
on,
it
he
was-
buys them a car
Oh, yeah,
like
but
that.
everyone
No,
can't
it was
be-
it was an i8, the blue i8, BMW i8.
Yeah,
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 it
was-
was
it
one
was one
of
of
the squad.
He bought the whole squad, like 20 something odd men, and the
It was blue
and
as
the
well.
owners,
wasn't it?
blue,
Yeah.
all the same car, and that's a fair few mil down the not even down the drain. That's a fair few mil spent happily on his team for going. You know what I'm gonna do, because you don't see that. Like United win the league now, you don't see your owner going out and buying them all.
No,
Beamers
no,
around
it's
his
kind
ear.
of to be
True.
expected.
Yeah.
You know,
But wasn't the footage of that helicopter shocking though?
Oh,
It was
awful.
horrible.
It was
It's
absolutely
all over the press,
devastating.
and it was wow.
But
It-
how amazing is the game? You think all the fans, rival
Yeah.
clubs, all coming together to
Oh, it's a
support.
community.
Everyone-
and
everyone-
that's
everyone
what I
was about
love.
at the end
That's
of the
what I
day.
love.
Everyone
about
That's
that
why it's
following
called
weekend.
the beautiful game.
That's
Yeah.
what
No,
I
that's
love
why-
about football.
Everyone the following week had a minute of silence, and then Leicester, once they played the game, they had the whole fans and the whole of the club walk around the stadium, and even the away fans are still there to appreciate the fact
Yeah,
that
it's amazing.
that club is walking around the stadium and just applauding, and it was just
And the amount of respect by
absolutely-
every single club.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
hear a voice, you can't hear
No.
a noise.
No.
It was just
it's-
it's the beautiful moments like that. Not actually what happened.
Yeah, you don't
but
want
it's
that to happen. but
It's
yeah.
proper goosebumps.
What
and, like,
happens?
Yeah.
it's lovely.
Yeah.
It is
You saw
really
this
lovely
with
to see.
Chapecoense about that plane crash.
Oh yeah,
The
that
Brazilian
was a few,
team.
Oh,
couple
yes,
years back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
about.
And
That
again,
was
the
at the
football world,
That was
That
like
was
the
like
South
3.
American Champions League, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
or
was,
Europa
yeah.
League or something. I
And
don't
in
remember.
fact, in that game,
It was
their
final.
rivals who they were meant to play in the final withdrew. So Chapecoense were the champions.
No, the thing is about football though,
Mm.
like it's all bands at the end of the day. Everyone takes the piss out of each other when it comes to rival teams and that. But when something serious really does happen, everyone comes together.
Yeah,
and
everyone
everybody-
unites.
Everyone unites. I mean, if you remember, like the Hillsborough Stars. I know he's the Liverpool.
It's
I was
got to
just
be
thinking-
Liverpool, hasn't it?
No, I'm
No,
saying,
I get you.
I'm just trying
Yeah.
to say that.
But I was
because-
actually thinking the reference point then. I was thinking
Yeah.
of Kenny Dalglish
Yeah.
after that.
I
'cause
mean,
my
everything-
friend is an avid Liverpool fan, and we have banter, etc. But there's a documentary, I believe it's called Kenny, and it actually goes into what Kenny Dalglish did for the victims, the families of the
Yeah.
victims after, and it
Right.
actually really, his career went down after that because it affected him so much. You know, the trauma of what he saw,
Yeah.
seeing the bodies, and then afterwards, I mean, how many? 96, I believe.
Yeah.
It was 96,
It was.
wasn't it? And then you've got the families as well, and it's
I know
shocking. But taking time out, we know footballers are all rich now, and I'm sure they're rich then as well, but taking the time out of your life to go and help, we're going back to the community again.
That's the
Yeah,
thing, I
it's
think-
amazing.
Football's it's a funny game how it's changed. Like I speak to my granddad about it. Like how we win the World Cup and we fly back the same day after winning the World Cup, and by the time they land, you got the players are out there. They haven't been home for a while, so they're out there mowing the grass.
Yeah.
Now you're out there, you get knocked out at the semi-finals. You're there at least a week after the finals anyway. Or if you're there, you're in the finals. You're a week there. The football's changed so massively, and it's so different. Like, yeah, it's just. It's
But there is a lot of
unexplainable. It's
respect
just-
in football. And do you remember when Demarai Gray scored and he took his shirt off and he had a message on his
Yeah.
vest?
Yes,
Yeah.
He got booked for that.
that's
Which is right.
I was
I'm
going to
not-
say,
I'm not.
was the ref right to do so? Because social media was split with this. Like, half of them were saying, oh, he should have been booked, that's the rules of the game. And the other half was going, no, like, look at the circumstance. Where do you guys stand
For
with
me personally, I think you have to respect the laws of the game. I'm not. It is a knife edge, but I'm actually going to go with it's the laws of the game.
At the same
They
time,
shouldn't be changed.
And we all agree. Yeah, exactly.
See,
I don't think you can make special circumstances over something
I'm a
like
bit-
that. Although I do believe it was a great moment,
yeah.
and it made the game with the fans. Everyone got involved.
it
It's
was
all in
amazing.
the press. But laws of the game, can't take your shirt off.
Yeah.
So
It
right
is
and
a rule.
proper,
I'll give you that.
you get
Yeah.
booked. I mean, would you agree with that?
I agree with the fact you take your shirt off, you get booked. I just think it's one of those. It was a very harsh, just because of what the message and what he stood for. It was a very harsh yellow card. Okay, it was the right decision and everything, but it was just
Does it make it even sweeter that the fact that Gray knew he'd get booked for that?
yeah,
He still did.
yeah,
Because then if
Maybe.
you say that
yeah.
it's not fair, you're then going to get into the point where you need to then grade an incident or grade
Yeah.
whether it's worth you or whether you're allowed to take
No,
your
I
shirt
get that,
off
yeah.
or not.
And then
Yeah,
it all
exactly.
gets
And
complicated.
then what? Exactly.
It literally is one rule for one and another for the other. You can't not book him for taking his shirt off, even though it was because of a sweet message and stuff like that. But still, it's
Even
a
though I'm sure
bookable affair-
every
it's a
fan in
bookable
the
affair.
country agrees, taking the shirt off, great moment. I'm sure the Referees Association agree,
yeah,
but
it's a
laws
bookable
of the
offence.
game, absolutely.
Rules are rules at the end of the day. That's what it is.
Hang on,
It's a harsh.
have we
game.
got a bit of unison in the room here? I think we've
Yeah,
all
for-
pretty much.
the
We're all.
first time.
For once, we
I
all
think
agree
that's
with
all
each other.
four of us nodding, looking at each other, actually getting on.
Yeah, it's
for
true.
once.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
For once, I'm being
Wow.
a friend
It's
to Brian.
because
I
we've
mean,
mentioned Leicester.
Wow,
That's
hang
that
on.
bit of magic.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Wow.
what you mentioned about Leicester. It's just all positive, really.
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
Leicester are that magical team. That
They
just,
are. They're a magical
You
side.
just
Yeah.
can't hate them. You just can't hate them.
You can't write it. You just
Isn't
can't
football
write it.
crazy though? How they can be so high a few years ago. You win
it's-
the title,
yeah.
and then it's
I'll
emotion.
never forget that season. Never.
Beautiful
No one
game.
can forget that
Beautiful
season.
game.
No one
Yeah,
can.
it is. It's the beautiful game. So, what's in the news? Barcelona will have to pay 100 million euros.
Oh yeah, I like this.
Yeah, you heard about this.
Yeah.
So Barcelona will have to pay 100 million euros, so that's 89 million pounds
Small
extra
amount.
to buy Liverpool players.
They can't buy him for the
That's a lot,
they can't buy him for the next like 4 years, isn't it?
Sorry, can
It's
you
still
can you
2020.
repeat that, please?
So-
I need to get that.
So say they wanted Firmino, because you know Firmino's in the
Because
top
Firmino
three.
is the best
players
player in the world. That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh, he's the best
So
player
let's
in
say
the world now.
Barcelona-
Okay, so he's moved
Yeah.
up in the last week, even though they've had an international break. But that break, he's now gone from number 3 to number 1
Basically, yeah. That's what Barcelona won at the end of the day. That's why they got to pay
because
that
of
much money
the
for.
international
So
break.
hypothetically,
Right.
let's say Barcelona have gone, oh look at Firmino. Ahmed said he's the top player in the world. Let's sign him.
So
They'd
what?
have to
Balloon
pay.
d'Or sit at home playing FIFA,
Ahmed
and
said he's
because
the
they've
best player
played
in the
each
world.
other, they
We've
now
gotta
say,
sign
you
this
know
guy.
what, you're going from 3 to 1.
Huh?
Okay.
You know,
So hypothetically, let's say that they want to sign Firmino.
Yes.
They would have to pay Firmino's fee, whatever that is, plus 100 million euros on top of that.
Why?
Because they keep raiding Liverpool.
Yeah, they keep buying Liverpool players, so now they're like, you got a 4-year ban on buying them, or each time you pay them, you've got to pay us 100 million euros.
Sorry,
what?
I'd say I'm quite an intelligent man. I'm still shocked because one club has bought.
So many players from another.
Yeah.
It's because
So who's
Amazing.
actually putting that embargo in place?
Liverpool's sporting director. His name's Michael Edwards.
So
Mark Edwards, yeah.
Liverpool have now made because we're selling our players to you and you want them. We're now putting 100 million premium on top of that as well.
Yeah, and that was
So
negotiated.
in other words,
as part
that's
of the
not
Coutinho
really.
deal.
It's-
Hang on. So in other words, that's saying you can't buy our players, but if you want to buy our players, you've got to pay
Yeah,
100
that's
million
exactly
pound
what it
over
is.
market price.
And they did that.
That's
they
a great
negotiated
bit of
that.
marketing, isn't it?
It is.
But then again, the position Real Madrid are in, if the players
Barcelona.
that good, Barcelona are in, then
I think
They're
it's
gonna pay that.
because they've stolen 2 of their best players in the last how many years? They stole Suarez and Coutinho.
But they knew what they were getting into when they were signing Coutinho. It was negotiated as part of that deal.
He went for quite a bit, didn't he? He was about
Yeah.
how much was he?
it was
120?
138 million, wasn't it?
I thought it was
it
120.
was
it's
around-
a lot of money.
It was a
It's
lot of
a lot
money
of
money.
regardless.
It was a
over
lot of money for a
100.
small Brazilian.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, right? Like Coutinho, like I wouldn't think he was worth that much money, like 120 million. You know.
Brian's gone with that one.
Yeah.
But that being said, though, I mean, with Liverpool players going to Barcelona. There's only been 3, really. I mean, Mascherano went to Liverpool, but how long ago was that? That was like, what?
Don't know, what's that, on FIFA or what?
That's real life. Well, that was real life, wasn't it? It was like 2010, wasn't it? Yeah, 2010.
When did Suarez go to Barca?
That was 2014.
That was the season
That was
after
bad.
the
I just
biting
looked at Ahmed, he
incident,
went
wasn't it?
cross-eyed then.
When
it
the-
was
When
with
um,
Chiellini
when she
in the
slipped
World Cup.
over
in the.
and it all went a bit
International
Pete Tong. Yeah.
Don't even bring it up, man. Just don't even bring it
Don't
up.
slip, boys. Don't
Ooh.
slip.
Don't you
Oh,
dare.
Don't slip
Hang
up
on,
now, boys.
hang
Don't
on,
slip up.
hang
Don't
on.
you dare.
Oh, here's the division back. I'm starting to enjoy it. I'm leaning forward.
I just remember the
Don't
scenes,
slip up, Brian.
Denver
Don't slip
Bar,
up.
Denver
Oh.
Bath.
Don't slip up in the bath. Is that what you
Um,
just said, Sam?
No, I just remember those scenes like Denver Bar then getting
Oh,
the goal.
oh my God.
Steven Gerrard.
I hate those bloody chants. I hate those chants.
Steve-
The language.
Steven Gerrard.
Let's forget
bloody.
the area you're from. Let's have a bit of restraint. Come
I
on.
said bloody. It's not that bad, is it?
Oh, just repeat yourself. It's fine. That's right. We're only broadcasting to the nation, mate.
Right,
It's all
so
right. It's fine.
next up in the news then, we'll move on because it's getting heated here.
Yeah, because language, Timothy. Yeah.
Thiago Motta, so have you heard of him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He wants to revolutionise football with a super offensive 2-7-2 formation.
2-7-2.
I've got
Yeah,
I
you
remember
showed
when
me this
United did.
yesterday,
I've
like-
got
So-
a picture here.
So you haven't even got a goalkeeper?
Well, look, the
The goalkeeper's
goalkeeper
defensive
forms.
mid.
He forms a midfield.
Oh, you do? No.
Isn't that
I was
crazy?
trying to say you actually got that wrong. So you can't go
2-7-2.
Wow,
Yeah,
2-7-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
The goalkeeper pushes up into the midfield.
Wait, what?
I
Let's
thought
have
it was a
look.
joke. It's
Let's have a
serious.
look.
No, that is a joke.
It is. It has to be.
He wants to
but-
revolutionise football with that.
So how do you decide to take the goal kicks?
Yeah, the goalkeeper would. By what I make of that, he rushes back, so it's rush keeper.
But
Well, no,
the
surely-
thing
surely-
is, though,
surely-
like, you
surely-
can just
surely-
chip him so many
Surely
times.
just bring the keeper back.
I
The
mean,
goalkeeper will be part of
if
this.
you
Well, no,
remember-
that's not
No,
that's not
I'm
really
sorry,
that's
that-
not really a 2-7-2, is
I'm
it?
sorry,
Because
that's gotta be a
that's a
joke.
1-1.
That's got to be.
Really,
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
eyes,
I
I'm
get you
sorry.
there, yeah.
The two strikers there. That's not a 2-2. That's not a 2 formation.
And just so you
that's a
know,
1-1
if you're
formation.
listening, the formation looks like a Christmas tree. So, no,
it's a
it's
joke.
mad.
It's a joke. That's a joke. You point out it looks like a
Hang on.
Christmas tree. It's a
It's
joke.
November. Sorry, Christmas reference. It annoys me.
Yeah, I know.
It does
The
look
only
like
time you can
Christmas
talk
tree,
about
though.
Christmas is really December.
Do you know? Just make it like a cream egg. We got to buy an Easter egg, and we'll just get them in early as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
why not?
I'll dress up as a Beast Bunny already
No.
for you, Brian.
So
don't
what-
worry.
Get a
do you
cream
guys
egg with
make of that?
Firmino on it, and
Seriously,
Ahmed,
though. Firmino is gonna
Ahmed's
top
going to
it
be in
too.
that shop spending
yeah.
all his money.
Why just Firmino merchandise all over the place?
I'd bring the keeper back. It might work.
Apparently, he's going to do this with his under-19s. He's the manager of PSG under-19 squad.
Right, I'm going to make a stand here.
Stupid.
Let's move on from this one because I'm sorry
It's
that
just
formation. It's
stupid,
it's
yeah.
just it's jarring me. I'm sorry.
Okay, so moving on. I
Moving
saw
on.
this out in the news this week. Barcelona in La Liga, they've played 12, they've won 7, they've drawn 3, and they've lost 2. They sit in first place. Arsenal in the Premier League have got the exact same record. They sit in 5th. Does that
It's
is
the
that
difference
evidence?
between the Premier and the Spanish League.
Premier League's a harder league.
Is that
Yeah,
the
exactly.
evidence that we needed? Because it's always been between these two.
I mean, I think we'd agree we've got the most exciting league in Europe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whether it's the most talented,
No.
Maybe not.
I think that's
We've got- we-
definitely up for debate. but
It's not the most
because
talented league, but we have got some of the most talented players, and that's it doesn't-
managers,
It balances out.
I don't think there's a doubt we've got the best managers
Oh,
in the world.
hands down.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Nuno all the way, mate.
Hang on, I thought I'd just bring it back to a bit of an agreement in the room. We're all nodding. We know we've
Well,
got
I
them.
did agree with what he said. He said Nuno all the way. Like I don't know.
Hey, like we know each other
Jack.
personally.
Jack.
Oh, thank you.
Jack.
Thank you.
Nuno's going to win the league in next
Swearing,
4 or 5
right.
years. Trust me.
Ooh.
I
Nuno's
don't-
going to win the
don't
league in the
think-
next 4 or 5
We'll
years.
see what happens. I don't think.
I really
Hang on,
hope he does.
Hang
I
on,
really
we've
hope
got
he
Okay.
another
does.
member of the team now getting a bit biased to his own club.
Yeah, I'm not the only
Oh,
one.
come on, Brian. It's about time. Someone needs to bring up Wolves.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
okay.
been I don't think you really brought it up in episode 2. We'll
Yeah.
give you that.
So you're allowed to talk about Wolves. I was trying to get a reference to bias, but
No,
I mean, I'm sorry. If you come in after the game and you've got Núñez standing there at half time and he's in that dressing room, are you honestly going to argue with him?
who Nuno?
Yeah.
No.
He
No.
was-
He's an
Let-
angry
let me hit
looking
the
man.
gym
isn't he?
first.
He's-
I know.
I just love the whole bold, almost fully grey beard, and he's just kind of, even when he's standing on the sideline, we're 1-0 up, and he's still happy. He's got his arms in his pockets. He's there almost looking at you like, come on, you can
But
do
you
it.
just
The guy's
don't-
got a presence
But you
about
just
him.
don't realise until he walks off the pitch and you see how big the man is. And he's
massive. Last season when
the
we
stare. It's
last season you got sent to the stands. We won 2-1. We went 1-0 down with 10 men. Then they went to 10 men, equalised 1-1, 2-1. And he was up in the stands when we scored the winning goal. And he right in front of the opposition's club chairman and owner. He's just there punching his fists, celebrating right in front of him. The owner's there going, no, please go away, please go away. And this man is just there really raging in front of him like, yeah, come on, you thought you were going to beat us and stuff like this. And even then when he's celebrating, you're still like, oh, he's a bit scary looking. Like he's...
Even when
I
he's
hate to bring
happy.
this up, Jack, but if you keep on going the way you're going this season, I think you can find it hard to keep hold of him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
And
That's the same with Neves as well.
I hate that fact. Oh, don't even mention that.
Yeah.
Nah,
But-
Neves.
Sorry,
Don't
mate.
mention
Neves,
Sorry.
he's too
So
good
I'm
for
just
Wolves.
picking Jack up off the floor at the moment.
Just putting him in his
Don't
place.
want to think about it.
I know. It's sad though, isn't it?
It is.
Because I mean,
Because
for
I don't think we haven't been in that position for a while where we can lose our greatest players and an amazing manager to a better club. We haven't really been in that situation.
But you look at it the
And
other
now
way.
we're looking at it and we're like,
No, it could end up like, I mean, you could replicate City.
could do.
Wolves
Second
pretty much
richest club,
they
could
pretty
do.
much are replicating City in a way. I mean, the only difference is that Wolves are just buying like more of the Portuguese talent from the Portuguese league.
I mean, it was a clever tactic.
With
that-
Man,
with
Man
cheaper
City.
players.
For me, that
I mean,
I
you-
don't think it's something great that you're
it's 6 Portuguese.
mimicking or you're trying to match that, but a director, they get someone, the manager, all the players on board.
Yeah. Our agent as well.
Is that hard to? It's hard to achieve, but to actually
Mirror
it.
take that, I don't think it's easy. You just need to get the right players, the right manager. I mean, that's
And
the
the right
difficult
money.
part, getting the personnel to actually
Definitely.
match the company blueprint. I mean, I say company, I mean club, but they're companies now, aren't
Yeah,
they?
it's all
Yeah.
about the money.
Yes, it is.
And it's, I mean, that's what for me has ruined the game.
It's just basically a massive
But-
business, like football in general now. Like it's not just football, the game, it's the business behind it. You know, the
Football's
finance
a
and
profit,
stuff.
no matter what way you're looking at. Football's a
I mean,
profit.
it's like, for example, if you buy a player, right, like just for a basic player, 5 million. 5 million in the real world, yeah, that's a bit much, isn't it? Virgil van Dijk, 75 million. You know, that's just too much.
I just want to
money.
know, do you justify that transfer fee? Do
What,
you think he's worth that?
Van Dijk being 75 million? Well, considering how bad the defence was, considering like how badly
No,
we
but
needed the
how
leader.
good Van Dijk is?
No, it's
Do
been
you think
justified
he's-
because the reason why is that, like I said, we needed someone like that. Liverpool brought that player in, and now look at them now.
Take it. I've turned it that way.
So-
now look at it.
Right,
Now zoom in.
come on then, let's make it.
Oh.
So you're
I miss
justifying
those days.
that fee, and we're what? How many games into the season?
12 games in.
So we're 12 games
12
in,
games
and
in.
you're justifying £75 million after 12 games, and we're a month away from Christmas.
All right, now don't forget, Van Dijk came during January last season,
Yeah.
and Liverpool reached they reached the final of the Champions League. You know, with Van Dijk being the
Oh, yeah.
massive
Oh,
difference was.
sorry, mate. I can't remember. What actually happened in the Champions League last season? I can't remember. Did you?
Just recap us.
What happened was Firmino out of nowhere, right, absolutely destroyed Real Madrid, and we won.
Oh yeah, it was like 5-0
That's
to Liverpool,
just
wasn't
in my dreams
Yeah.
though. But
What's
like
that? You won the Champions League last season?
in my dreams,
it? Oh yeah, it was 5-10-0,
5-10-0.
something like that.
It wasn't 5-10-0.
Something like that. To
No, it
Liverpool.
wasn't.
To Liverpool.
was-
No, I'm
Firmino
just trying
won.
to get a straight
Firmino
answer
I just
from the
remember
table.
Firmino
I mean,
getting
who
a-
did win the Champions League last season?
I'm not saying.
No, come on, Ahmed. Realistically.
Real Madrid
Do you know
won the
what though?
Champions League.
Karius.
Thank you.
Karius seems to
Real
be
Madrid
rebuilding his
won the
career.
Champions League.
He
Thank
has.
you,
I've
mate.
been seeing like stuff on like social media, like how many mistakes
Yeah,
he's making.
I felt so bad for him.
I feel like this needs a
I
mention
don't know.
as well.
Alisson's better though, in my opinion.
Go on, Sam.
Sam,
Jack.
Jack even.
get it right, man.
Jack
Come on.
It's one of them
This
days.
this deserves a mention. So it's a bit kind of off topic, but on topic as well. There's a game called Odds On. We all know what it is.
Oh
You
yeah.
count down. You both say a number within, like you go odds on 1 to 5, and you both say the same number. The loser has to do it. George, who's not here today, unfortunately, gets to shave Ahmed's head or dye it, and we've all come to the conclusion that we're going to dye it blue and put Rooney shaved into the one side and Cantona into the other.
We never
was-
agreed on
ooh.
the shaving bits, right? We agreed on the blue hair, all right? That's it.
No,
I'm
but
not gonna
George
have
gets to shave it as well, so
I'm
he's
not
going
gonna have
to
Rooney
write.
That's
and
exciting.
Cantona
No,
on
I'd
me.
accept the blue hair,
I'll
You accept the blue
I
hair,
don't
will you,
mind
Brian?
it.
but
I
why
don't
hasn't it
mind
happened?
I know, yeah. Why is it not?
Because we haven't arranged anything yet, have we? Like, we haven't had anyone message me saying like, "Calm down now."
Okay,
let's
why
do
don't we do it live then?
We haven't had anyone message
That's
you.
a great
Do it
idea.
live.
Facebook
Facebook
Live.
Has
Facebook
anyone
Live,
sitting
big
around
deal,
here got a
mate.
phone?
Yeah, I've got a phone.
You know, we can message you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, what time are you ready, my friend?
Whenever, man. I don't really mind. Like,
Brian,
we can do it.
Brian,
Whenever.
I
Brian,
can't
Brian,
fall
we'll
back
do it
tonight
next
now.
week. We'll do it next week. We'll plan a day next week and we'll Facebook Live.
you know
Is
what?
it just the
See.
blue hair, or are you going to go for the full carved-in Cantona?
No, I'm not going for the full card in Cantona
Okay.
Rooney. Don't forget.
I'm going
right,
to say we could call you.
I
Well,
have
we're
to-
going to put
I
Everton
have
in
to
there,
live
aren't we?
with that look.
We've got to
alright?
put Everton in there. We've got to put Everton on.
I mean,
side.
me
Mate, you've got to
having
wake
blue
up
hair-
every morning, look at your face in the mirror.
Me
So-
having.
Oh.
Oh, don't diss my face,
getting
Brian. You know it's
personal
sexy
now.
as hell, alright? But anyways, like, I don't mind having blue hair. I mean, I'm gonna look like a tool either way, so I'm not really that bothered.
Do
Mate,
anyway.
blue hair, wet blue hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I'm gonna just look like an even bigger tool, so you know, I don't mind.
I'm
Screw it.
looking forward to this.
Right,
I mean,
so
I can't back down now. I mean,
are we in
it
agreement
has
around the
happened.
table?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
next
another
week.
agreement.
Next week, Facebook
Right, so
Live.
next week, Facebook Live, Liverpool fan going into blue hair.
We have to put Everton in there.
I mean, I'll say we won't actually, you know, cut and do all that, but I think maybe a bit of Tipex or a bit of paint or something, just
Oh,
Rooney,
I've got-
Cantona on
yeah.
there.
I've got Tipex. We'll outline the badge in the back so we can't.
Yeah,
like,
the
you know,
Everton
wash it
badge
off.
on the
Yeah,
back
just
for
so
a
we
Liverpool
God,
fan. I
don't
think that's
do
got to be the
that.
worst, isn't it?
Don't even do that. I want to wash
To be
it
fair,
off.
take out the Cantona. I think just putting Rooney in the hair is like the worst insult ever, really.
Why don't we get a face
Oh,
tattoo
that's
on
got
his forehead? Rooney.
Oh yeah.
No,
Let's play a game of odds on. You get a tattoo of Rooney on your back.
No odds on, no odds on. Just in case I lose. No odds on.
Just
not
in
doing
case
that.
I lose.
Just in case I lose, no. I'm not agreeing with that.
He doesn't trust it now.
I'm not getting any tattoo to him, sorry. Not, especially not Rooney on my forehead. Leave that alone.
No, on your back.
On my back. Not
Yeah.
even on my back.
No one's gonna see it. You're wearing a
I don't
t-shirt.
yeah,
care.
yeah,
I don't want
Rooney
Rooney
10.
on my back.
On
Rooney
the back.
10, like no, it's a big number 10
Yeah.
and Rooney across.
No, just no. I'm not having that. I'm just not
You'd have
having that.
Cantona 7 on your back, wouldn't you, Brian?
Tattooed on.
You all know my views on
Yeah, you
Eric
would.
Cantona.
Yeah, you would.
I actually
From
don't call him
episode
Eric
1.
Cantona, I call him God. I mean, as I say, my favourite, 1966 was a great year for English football.
Because Eric Cantona was born.
There you
Exactly.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, the amount
We
of
all
times
know it now, don't we?
They've been quoting that.
It's amazing. Right, so let's
He's
talk
quite
about
fat
England.
now, isn't he?
What Cantona?
Sorry, yeah, he's quite fat now, isn't he? He's,
I mean,
put on a
it's
bit of
what-
weight.
It's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah, he's put on
I
a bit of
mean,
weight.
look at Maradona now. Maradona.
Maradona's
That's
a lot. He's
He's fat as anything right now.
he's
like.
a little
Come on, mate.
fatty,
Football
Yeah.
career, you're playing for 15 years.
Don't forget,
You're
like,
it's
don't
about-
training
yeah,
every
yeah.
day.
Don't forget
I
Paul
think
Gascoigne
you-
as well.
Yeah, you're
I
allowed.
think you might
you're
enjoy
allowed,
your
you're allowed.
burger after that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that
Your
you're not
first
allowed,
Big
but-
Mac after 16 years.
Don't stop eating Big Macs for 12 months. Yeah.
Oh no, how do you think? I've forgotten his name now. His name's slipped my mind. He plays for PSG keeper. Buffon. How do you think Buffon feels? How long has he been playing football for?
I think it was since he was like 18, something like that.
It was
I know,
17 actually. He was younger
Was
than
it?
that, I think.
How
Yeah,
old is he
must
now?
be.
crazy.
He's
40.
75.
Yeah,
looks
seems
it, doesn't he?
like
And he's
it.
still playing.
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. Imagine that when he finally gets his first Big Mac after like 20, 30 years, just like bites into it.
Should we have a look at what fixtures are coming up this week, shall we?
Yeah.
Should we move
Yeah,
on?
yeah,
Do
go
you
on,
reckon?
I was going
Yeah.
to talk
Go
about
on.
England though,
Go on.
because is it coming home in a different way
Oh yes, it is.
with the Nations League? Do you understand how the Nations League works, by the way? Because it's all of a sudden come
I'm
out
sorry,
of...
you're all looking at me, and I just can't get passionate about the Nations League. Sorry, I know
That's
it's
fair.
England.
What,
I know
even
it's
if England
England
goes on?
playing.
That's fair enough. Like it's one of those.
It's
It's one
suddenly
of
just
those.
sprung up, Nations League. I didn't really see it in the press.
I'm
you
kind
know,
of in
maybe
agreement
you guys.
because they sell it as like it kills off international friendlies. Because a lot of people go, "Oh, a friendly, that's a pointless game." With this, there's some kind of competition.
No,
Yeah.
it's true.
I'd
'cause,
never
like,
say that an international friendly is pointless. For me, it's the time of the season they play it,
Oh, it's annoying.
and it's the way you start the season, and then you have a break,
yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
come back, and then you have another
But
break.
that's the one
I'd
thing.
rather they just start the season,
And finish it. Just go straight.
but
to
have
the finish.
maybe a winter break.
That's what
you
I'm-
know, put that
I'm
in.
not sure how I feel
even
about
though
this.
we all love Boxing Day and
Yeah.
we all love
Yeah.
that.
That's the thing.
January, you know, we all love that.
I'm not looking forward to that because it's
But
next
it
season they bring
affects
it in.
the England team when they go and play games at the end of the season. You know,
Yeah.
European Championships, World Cup.
Yeah.
They're fatigued, and it's just.
Is it next season they're bringing that in for the Premier League and it's just the Premier League in the English league?
I know they're
the winter
bringing
break.
VAR.
Yeah, they're
Which
bringing VAR
Isn't
next
it?
year, which is going to be
No, isn't
Yeah.
there Winter League this season?
no.
It's not.
No,
Oh, okay, that's good
it's next season. I think they're bringing it in, but I don't know how I feel about that.
What,
I
the
think
AR?
No, winter break. I love the idea of the fact that our players are getting a break, but they only play 38 games or whatever.
So then why not do it, I would say, every other year? So you're going to have it for the European Championships, then you're going to have it for the World Cup, if we qualify. You know, but I'm just saying every other, and then so you get your Christmas and then your break.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you feel about that, guys?
That's
You
not
should
bad.
propose that to Ahmed, who will then propose
Who then
that to Ed Woodward. Who will
Mate.
use his
Well,
connections
Ed Woodward, mate.
to talk to FIFA about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's refreshing now to see players picked on form. I think we've touched on this in episode 2, but with Southgate picking players like Callum Wilson and Lewis Dunk.
But all the players performing though, I mean, it doesn't matter who they are. I mean, Callum Wilson, like you wouldn't think like he's that much of a great player, but then look how much he's contributed in that last game. I mean, he scored in the day.
I mean, in that Rooney testimony game, which that was quite emotional to be fair.
Yeah,
His final
I
cap
wanted him to score
for England.
I wanted him to score.
Yeah.
It was a bit upsetting. He didn't really, wasn't it?
No, everyone wanted him to score.
I thought he'd start it as well and finish it, not come on as a sub.
I know I was really disappointed about that.
that was a quite disappointment.
Think about that, hosting a game for Rooney and then not starting him.
Yeah. And all the money,
Like-
all the money raised goes for his charity as well, and he's not starting. It's just
Yeah, it's crazy.
No.
I mean, you can get why they do that.
Where was
He
the game
comes on,
played?
gets an ovation, but
Was it Wembley?
either way, like Callum Wilson didn't look out of place there.
Yeah. Well,
he didn't at all.
you say that. Me and Brian spoke about him, and I know this is throw up the whole bias thing. Yeah, go on. But young lad who plays for Wolves, Morgan Gibbs, he's won the World Cup under-21s for England.
Yep.
And all now the Sky pundits are now absolutely loving him. All these passes he's picking out and everything like this. He's picking passes out that experienced players are looking for or can't even do themselves. He's already creating these chances. He mugged off Tottenham a fair few times in that game. He really did. And he's only 19.
But now we're getting into a stage that
where's
you
his
touched on
chance?
before of players being picked on their name, and we won't go into names because we're digressing a little bit,
Yeah.
but just because you've got a name and your picked as that one, I'm sorry, I mean there's honest opinion for me, I thought we could have gone to the lower leagues when we had a bit of a doldrum. We've had a long doldrum with the England team, and I feel that give these young players a chance, get them in there, bit of passion, because
Just a different type of energy.
just picked on your name. I'm sorry, we had that England midfield, and it just and it's just no. I'm sorry, you can't keep on just picking the stagnant midfield that we have. A bit of fresh blood, freshen the dressing room up. You're then bringing it on. And now look at the England team, under 17, under 18, under 19, under 20. I think they're all winning the World Cup, aren't they? I think they're all.
Well, they're doing really well. Yeah,
I have to say though, like England, the future looks pretty decent. I mean,
it does
there's a bit of a spine going on right now. I mean, look, Ryan Sessegnon from
for Fulham.
Like he looks like he's going to be a great player in the future. You got Sancho as well playing for.
Look at the boys in the Bundesliga.
Yeah,
Jadon
that's what I'm saying,
Sancho
that's what
and
I'm
Reece
saying.
Nelson.
That's what I'm saying. Jadon
Destroying
Sancho,
it.
for example, right? Look how amazing they're doing this season. Imagine him in the future; he could be a cracking player. Then don't forget as well, you're talking about like Gibbs at Wolves. Like he looks like he's got a good future in him as
But
well.
it's nice to see a young player actually playing at an English club. I mean, recently these young English players having to go to the German league to
Just
get
game
games.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what happens when you're playing for teams like Man City and Chelsea, because the youth teams they don't give the youth any chances.
I think
do they?
I think we've said this before. Chelsea are the worst for it.
And Man City, in my opinion, Man City as well. Like if you've seen how many players they've let go and how they become decent in the end. Jerome Boateng, for example, he was a young player.
But like every
Man
one of
City.
their players is spot on. So you've got to be
It's hard to get into this City squad.
class
It's
to even get on the bench at the moment at Man City.
No, it's true. I mean, Chelsea are like that as well, really. I mean, if you have a look at the team there, it's really hard to break into that squad. I mean, if you notice how many, players, youth-wise, right? Lukaku, you saw Salah as well. Well, he wasn't really a youth player, but, he was younger then. Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne as well. Look at how amazing these players end up being in the end.
I mean, was that
And,
the club's fault or Jose's fault? It's one of them.
Yeah, it's one of them, yeah. But then at the same time, they were playing for Chelsea. Chelsea had them in their books. Now look where they are now.
I mean, we've been talking about City Brian, do we want to talk about that City versus United game?
Also want to talk about that.
Anyway, right, if we had a camera here, that's me walking out the door at the moment
Yeah.
because
It's sad.
It's
It's a real sad
it's
thing
fag
to
break
see.
time for Brian if you're talking about that, isn't it?
sorry, I just can't speak at the moment. I'm
No.
sorry. I'm just thinking about that
I
game.
mean, I think all we'll say
and
is
thinking
there was no
actually
passion, no
just
pressure, nothing from us.
I wanted to just
Your only goal was a penalty as well.
storm out of the pub. Oh, I can't even speak at the moment. Sorry, guys, you need to step in.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
it's horrible to see.
your only goal was a penalty.
Yeah, from
So
world-class Martial,
So that's practically a penalty. Is
the
no matter
only
where you look
decent
at it,
player in our
50-50.
side right now.
Yeah. Well, penalties are 50-50, but you got it, so fair enough.
Did we actually touch the ball in that game? So
I don't even know. All I remember is
Yeah,
Sterling
Aguero
just
scored that goal for
mugging
you.
us off in the corner when they were 3-1 up. Did you see that their final goal?
No.
how
Astonishing.
many passes? 420.
Yeah, something. Oh no, honestly, an amazing goal. Really entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
For me, I would rather lose a game 5-0, but actually try and go for it.
Yeah.
You know, just go
But
out,
there was no
play your
intent
best,
from us.
and get beat. But when it
They-
seems to me,
When you're out there and you're just losing, you're
it's
not
all right,
trying.
listeners. I can speak now. It's all right. Right, let's try and make a valid point.
It's a
I would
traumatic
rather
experience.
go out, try, and then lose it, but actually go for it. But it seems as though Man U set up to go there
And play for a draw or something like that.
and lose 2-0.
Mm.
Try
I mean,
and
even
stop
even-
those goals. I mean, do you agree with that?
Yeah,
No,
I
I
mean,
do,
even
yeah.
though you got one goal, it was a penalty, so it wasn't even like you worked for that goal. It just happened to be tackled in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, they
penalty.
could have had a clean sheet.
City had the chance for a clean sheet there, and
I think that was the most time we spent in their box
Yeah.
in
Setting
the
up that
whole
penalty.
game was the penalty. I mean, come on.
yeah,
No, it's,
yeah.
it's terrible to see.
They the past few seasons, even though last season you did beat them, did you?
Yeah, we did. It was
We
an
did.
amazing
Even
game.
though
Yeah, I
last
think we was 2-0
yeah.
down at half time.
And
we
came
Came
back
back
to
3-2,
3-2,
innit?
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though past couple of seasons, City, well, past 4 or 5 seasons, City have been the much better team in Manchester. It's not.
You cut like a knife, my
I
friend.
know,
That,
yeah.
that game did prove it.
But
though,
it's not like in those 4 or 5 years you've just kind of sat back and let it happen. The last 4 or 5 years you've actually tried to stop it. You wanted
Oh
to
yeah,
be
we
the
spent
best,
a lot of
the
money.
better Man United
players that
side,
they brought
better
in as well.
Manchester side. Sorry, but this season it is almost like you just like, you know what, you've given
I mean,
up.
you saw in the
you've
game.
You've put the brakes on. You've just gone. You know what? It's now their time to shine the light. They are the better.
You saw
team
in the game,
Manchester, and it's
We're not a team.
disappointing to see because I've grown up seeing Manchester United as the best team in the Premier League
Yeah.
in Manchester, and now it's
Yeah,
like
well,
you're putting on the brakes and putting it in reverse and going, it's City's.
No, it's
You're
just
throwing
like-
it away and gone, no, City, you have it.
In
you
that
have
game,
that.
there was
It's
no
just-
passion. There was the odd occasion where Lukaku would charge at them. He'd be pressing them,
But that's
on
the
his
problem.
own. No
Well,
one else
Once
was
in a
helping.
while.
Juan Mata was doing the same.
let's look, exactly what I was going to say. You had players that are trying to close down with arms in the air, looking
Saying,
around,
where
saying,
is everyone?
See,
what are we doing? And you can
Just
see them
standing
looking
there.
around.
This-
And for me, the lack of voice on the pitch to say,
See-
in unison, let's push up, let's do this and push on. Because obviously we all know, what's the point 2 of them doing it
yeah.
when they
Yeah.
can just ping a pass over and if you're going to press.
The team
Yeah,
used to.
right.
Let's say let's do it.
I'm
mean,
gonna compare
and for
this-
me, I'm going to hate saying this as well because I'm going to go Man U, but Liverpool do it well.
Yeah.
You go up, you press, you win the
See,
ball
it's
in
that
the
gegenpress from
last
Klopp.
third.
Yeah, that's-
Absolutely.
that's
No,
You'll-
You'll
amazing.
agree with me, Brian. Don't know. Well, these two probably will have no choice to agree with me, but whoever they watch the sport, I know Sam
Go on.
doesn't. But like, it's like rugby. United are trying to do that one-man push against 11 men, 15 men. Well, there's 15 men on the rugby pitch, 11 on the football. But it's like one man versus 11 on football. Yeah. You try to do that in rugby, you're not going to happen. You need 4 or 5 men pushing with you, driving
you do.
to pick up the yards. That's what United are trying to do, but they're doing
No,
it
it's a
by
similar
themselves.
tactic. Yeah.
They are not driving, as you say. Lukaku and Mata go up by themselves. No, that's unless it's 1-on-1 or 2-on-1. Then you've got a better chance because you're a bigger player like Lukaku. He can knock the 2 defenders out of the way, and it's 1-on-1 with the keeper. But unless
for me, I mean, we made the reference.
you need a few men going with you.
I believe it was last podcast about the Argentina team They're all world-class players.
Oh, amazing. If you look
but
on
they
a
can't
team
work
But
sheet,
as a team,
Useless.
it just doesn't work.
But
So now bringing it back to Man United,
and it applies.
you know,
You can
we've
say it
spent a
with
lot of
Belgium.
money, and they're world-class players.
World
you know,
class,
we
yeah.
might not, you know, say this team's better than that team, but you've got to be.
I mean, you've got one World Cup winner in your team.
We've got to be all internationals. You know, it's
Yeah.
but it's that.
You're all.
How are we playing this game? You know, it's a message not coming down. And Marino's won everything there is to win. You know, pretty much. You don't become a bad manager overnight.
It just
No,
looks like
it's
he's
true.
giving up.
So you've got the players, you've got the manager. I mean, I just don't know what's going on at the moment.
No, I
We're in
just
a
wanna-
real bad situation. It's a problem. Really is.
No, I was going to say though, like if you look at the lineups, like compared to Man City and Man United, you saw the lineups, right? Man City's team looked solid as hell. You saw Man United's team, you're just thinking like, I'm sorry, but like Man City's team just looks
Well,
stronger.
no, because like
Go on then. Okay, let's
United
go.
on paper
no,
look strong.
I'm
All right,
saying,
let's
like,
pick up on that point then. Who is weak in the Man United side? Would you say?
Who would I say is weaker than Man
Go
United side? I'll probably say, obviously, like I mentioned before, the defence, right? So I would say probably Smalling, like Jones, players
Why
like
did
that.
I know he was
Go
going to
on.
go for Smalling? Why?
Go on.
You
All
know
right,
it's got to be
all right,
Smalling.
go on and just name the
I
players.
would say that Pogba, in a sense, maybe as well. I'm not saying that Pogba is a bad
So
player.
you've now gone Smalling, Jones, Pogba.
Yeah, Pogba.
Who else?
Alright. Then I'll probably say Lukaku. He just slows down like the style of play when you're trying to do your crosses and stuff. Like Lukaku just slows it down. Then
Anyone else?
Then you have.
Groundsman, T-boy.
Then I'm saying that players like Rashford, for example, right?
So
He
Rashford's
should-
now a poor
no,
player.
no,
is he?
listen. He should be more of a striker, but he's always playing out in the wing. Martial as well, another player. He's
Martial as well now is a
He
player.
should be better as a striker, but
Tell
he's
you
always
what, let's
played out
sack
in
the
the
whole
wing.
squad.
Do you know what? Let's just.
No, all I'm saying is
I'll
Man United need a massive rebuild.
tell you
right
what
now.
we'll do. We'll
That's what
just
I'm trying
tear
to
down Old Trafford. We'll call it Anfield, and then we're suddenly the top 3 club in the world, don't we?
You know what? I don't mind that. If you want to just change it
Oh.
to Liverpool, just cease to assist, like I don't care.
Liverpool 1 and Liverpool 2.
I don't mind, man. I don't mind. I mean, as long as there's no more Man United, that's all good.
But like you say, on paper,
How many titles have you won since the Premier League started?
I mean, Champions League you won.
Is that all? Is that the? See, here we
thing is,
go.
the thing
Here we
is, you
go. That
always
is
bring
the
that up.
final. The
Always bring it
only
up.
thing that Liverpool fans can grab onto now is they've got more Champions League than Man United. Is that it?
Yeah, but every single time you talk to a
And
Man United
you sell
supporter,
better coffee outside the ground.
every single
mean-
time you talk to a Man United supporter, right, they all say the same thing. Oh, how many titles have you won?
Oh,
How many
hang on.
titles
Can
have
I
you
just
won?
flip that coin? When we had all the Liverpool fans there with 18, wasn't it? And all your banners, and
Yeah.
then suddenly Ferguson came in, dynasty, Man U are a club or dynasty. We're now a big club, and that all stopped because Ferguson said, I'm coming in here and I'm not going to knock them off their perch, wasn't it? That was
He
his
did say
saying.
that, and he did.
And he did.
And he
I'm sorry, but for the last however long you lot have been talking just then, I've just been speechless, trying to take it all in what Ahmed's just been saying.
Yeah.
Because if we had a bleeper right now, this sentence would contain many, because it is just absolute. It just
Tosh. Let's go with Tosh.
absolute
Shall we
tosh.
say
I'm sorry,
tosh?
but slate me for what I'm going to say, but I
Go
could
on.
probably pick up one. Not even a bad player, just a player who isn't fitting in at United this current season, and that would probably be Sanchez. Just at this current time and moment, I'd say he's not a bad player, because he's really not. He's probably not fitting in. He's not
it's
quite
an Angel
playing.
Di Maria situation.
Yeah, he's not quite playing how he used to
Yeah,
last
his
season.
wallet's weighing him down.
Yeah,
He
it
just
does seem
can't.
like that.
He just
But
can't run around.
there is no bad player at United.
There's no bad player there, but
You've got a few that.
It's
It really
gotta
is
be
an
a-
Argentina situation
it's
where
got to be a mindset, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, no, it's
It's
just
just
the
tough,
fact that
right?
you've got all these like big players who've won so many cups, and they're all there going, "Oh, I've won this, oh, I've won that," and then they're out there trying to outplay each other instead of trying to outplay
well, yeah, it's too many
the
individuals.
other club. They're all outplaying each other player that they're with. So you got Lukaku trying to outplay Pogba, and they're both there outplaying each other. But actually, they should be working together to
See,
outplay
you've
the
mentioned
opposition.
the name there. I mean, when Man United played Wolves recently, and there's one incident for me when Pogba's got it and he's turned and the ball's taken off him, and Wolves then
Counter.
go up,
Yeah.
counter, and it's just that you just won a World Cup, my friend.
Why aren't you chasing it back?
you know, but why make that turn anyway? You've got a player to your right, you've got a player to your left. Like, why have you got to make that slow turn? He's turning like a Sherman tank, and you just think, you know, what are you doing? You are a world-class player, and
you are a World Cup
and if he
winner.
went up for if he went up for sale now, I think every club in the world would want to have him.
I mean, he's already linked to be going back to Juventus.
Yeah, you know, every
he'd
club
fit in
wants
at
him,
that
but
side.
for me, it's. I mean, his
It'd be a
hair's
dead-
got an Instagram account, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
start playing well on the pitch first for me.
That's the problem.
But it
Football
seems
is
to be
football is
one
more
in
about how you
6 or
look
1 in
these days, not
5.
how
He
you play.
steps up, and he is a great player. He is a great player.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got an eye for a pass. I know he wants to play more attacking. You know, maybe he
Yeah,
wants
they
to
put-
be in the
they-
final three.
They put him
But
in
I
that
know
like
he's sitting
central
back because
defensive
our
midfield
defence
position,
is a
but
bit
it's more
weak,
of a-
so he's hanging back a bit. I can get he's a bit frustrated, but everyone that's watching this, that's a Man U fan, would want to be wearing that shirt, playing that game.
Yeah, they bring a bit more
but when
passion.
you
like
don't
to think.
see that passion,
I mean, if I got
that's-
offered a contract right now for United, I'd take it.
Oh, we all would. Yeah.
Oh, I think I would. Well, I don't know about
And-
Ahmed.
and-
I wouldn't
Ahmed,
take a pay cut.
Ahmed,
mate.
Ahmed,
no, I wouldn't take a
you
pay
wouldn't
cut.
take it.
No, I wouldn't take a pay cut.
What a contract?
Right,
with
okay.
Man United.
Here's the thing for you. These two are gonna get 2 teams. You're gonna get 2 teams as well. I only really get the one. If if City and Liverpool, both of them offer you a contract, would you take it to play professional football? You were a football player already. You played for some. I don't know. We'll say you play for Stoke, yeah, and City and Liverpool both come at you. Would you take either of them on?
Could you remain at your club, or have you got to choose?
You can, but
I'd remain at Stoke.
really, you wouldn't go to a better club, better chance to play, better league, better
What,
league.
and then potentially not getting the side and play?
How
I-
good
No.
am I? In this
They've
Stoke
come.
side-
They've come to you. They've come to you and they said you are going to be a
Well,
starting
hang on.
11
If
player.
these clubs want me, how good am I? Like
You-
in the Stoke side, am I the leading top scorer or?
you're a top scorer,
Yeah,
but,
top scorer.
but both these teams have come to you and they've gone. You're going to be a starting 11 player.
So you're leading scorer at a club that's possibly 10th in the
Mid-table,
league,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
In the
A
Championship.
top 3 club comes for you that are in the Champions League every season, knowing they've got world-class strikers. So
But they see
so you're-
potential in you.
So you're not going to become a starter at the club. So you're now a bench warmer.
No, they say to you that we want you and you're going to be a starting 11 because they see potential in you. Would you take it from either? Which one would you take it from? Or would you turn
I
it
think
down?
that comes down to personal choice, doesn't it, for the player?
If you're that good and clubs like that want you, there's got to be more choice.
Because if I got offered, I know it sounds bad, but if I got offered a contract with West Brom, I know they're in a lower league and stuff, but if we reverse it a few years ago when
So
they
I've
were in
just
the top,
noticed that our lovely lady in here that's doing the sound for us at the moment and running the studio, she loves football. Aaliyah, do you love yeah, we've got a thumbs up. She loves football. I can just tell.
but
Yeah, she does.
if we reverse it to when Wolves were in the Championship or even League One and they were in the Premier League and they offered me a contract, I would have taken it up, even though they are, in my eyes, the worst team in the world and I hate them to bits. I still would have taken it up because it's a better team. At that time, it was a better team and it was a better game, and they could have improved your football.
I think you've always got to try and bet yourself, haven't you?
Yeah,
I would probably
like that. That's what I mean.
But
If you're playing, even say you're playing at United, yeah, and you've got to go to a Liverpool or City, how would you feel? Would you take it up?
I think you've got to look at, going back to what the plan is for the club, where they're
Yeah.
going.
Like
Yeah, it
your
depends on a lot of
contract.
things.
Is your
Who the
agent-
manager is.
You're
Is
both,
your agent
so
a
both-
money
both of
grabber
your
and he's pushing
yeah.
the player to go and do it?
both your
It's-
contracts have run out at United, and City and Liverpool have both approached you, and they're the only teams you got to sign
I'd
for.
give up football.
And retirement isn't the way
Yeah.
because you're 21.
I'd be a free agent.
I wouldn't
Be a
play.
free
I'd
agent.
I'd
Really?
start playing tennis or something.
I mean, to play for a club, I think you have to give passion week in, week out to love the club. I couldn't love Liverpool or City.
Right, well,
I couldn't
personally,
do
right, I'm just looking at the 3 individual teams, right? Like, if you're a young player, really, really want to break into the team, look at the managers, look at the squads, alright? Man United, I see there being a chance to break into this team and actually be a decent player there. Seeing how, like, Mourinho, he probably isn't the best at working with youth, but there have been some players recently from United that have
So
been coming through.
why have we got this public perception about Mourinho doesn't blood youth? Why
Well,
is that out there?
I have just said that there have been some youth players coming through, and to the first team, like that McTominay, for example. He's come from the youth academy. Look at him, he's actually breaking into the team. Now Liverpool as well with Klopp, right? there has been some younger players that have been breaking through as well.
I thought
Trent-
you might,
Trent
use Liverpool as your
Alexander-Arnold as well.
reference.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, the prime example of that. I mean, he's probably like a pretty decent right back. I mean, regardless of
He
whatever
scored
team,
in that England game.
exactly, regardless of whatever team you lot support, right? For England in general, like I said before, like look at the future. Alexander-Arnold, in my opinion, is probably up there as well. With all the
Well, I must say we've gone off topic.
I'm not going off
We
topic.
were-
I'm just trying to go breaking it all down a little bit.
Yeah, but
So like with Man City as well.
we were talking about England. And
I'm
I
not
was
saying.
going to
Yeah,
say,
I don't know how we've gone from
I don't know how it's gone.
I've gone
to
back
this.
on top. I've gone back.
I
on
do
topic.
apologise there, boys. That's probably my fault.
All right, so gone back to Man City as well. Man City, like I said before, they don't really give like youth players that much of a chance.
You look at Phil Foden though. He's
Exactly, there's not been that many youth players that have actually broken in properly. I mean, for example, in the actual right, he maybe broke through a little bit, but then what happened is Tom's Leicester, and he probably had a good chance there at Man City.
That's why
So-
the Jadon Sancho story is so amazing
But
because
clubs want instant success.
So that's
now.
why I'm
Yeah.
So
saying
you're going to go out,
Look
spend
at
the money
Sancho.
rather than blooding someone through. I mean, Sancho's got to leave.
think about that. If he'd have stayed at City, maybe he would have played 1 or 2 games as
he
a
wouldn't
sub.
have been a player.
He wouldn't be in the England.
But
Last
then again-
15
then
minutes
again,
of a
but he
game,
wouldn't be in the
something like
England
that.
No, then again, don't forget Pogba, right? Remember Pogba when he was at United the first time?
Yeah, he had to
It's
leave
the
to
same
get
sort of example
time,
with Jadon
yeah.
Sancho, He had to
Sometimes
go to,
you do have to do that.
He had to go to Juventus because he knew that he wasn't going to get a look into that United team.
No,
United at that time
it
was a
wasn't
good team.
that.
United at
It
that time was a
wasn't
good
that. I've read so many articles about this. He went because the club didn't trust him to play in the position because he wasn't rigid enough to stick to where he was going to play. He wanted to roam forward, and you need to stick in your position. So I thought, I'm sorry, you're not going to evolve here because that's where we want you to play. We've got a plan. We know who's coming through at the club. We know we want to buy. We know transfers happen, and it's a year before, 2 years before they're looking at players. So we know what talent we're going to bring in. You're not going to fit into that system. So if you want to go, you can go.
And he did.
And then and he went. But then Man U were desperate, so to pay 100 million back, and he's a great player, but it's...
You
It's
know
whether he
what?
fits
You know that you
this
said
style
that.
that
It's
we've got.
kind of ironic, right? Because Pogba now, look at his situation, right, at United. Like, you're saying it like he's more of a forward player, but they're now trying to make sure he's more of a defensive mid. But then, like, what Brian
Because
just
we're
said.
because we're leaking goals at the moment, so everyone's hanging back. Whereas he wants to be up there scoring goals, but if your defence is poor, I mean, we've probably let in more goals than anyone else this season, haven't we? Well, we're definitely one of the bottom
Tables
three, haven't
are.
we?
But it all comes down to this lack of leadership and lack of passion, and it's a real problem. I don't know how we got so off topic though.
Well, because Ahmed started speaking about Liverpool again.
I didn't
I mean,
start- I
we
didn't
were
start
talking about international
trying to
football.
say
now.
Can I
We're
just
talking
point
about
out
club
there?
football now.
Like,
Can I just point out there for goal difference, City are really wiping the floor. 31.
no, I was aware of that. Like,
It's to be expected.
United
That's
are on
why.
-1, and then you're matching my team. You're matching Wolves for goal difference, and we're below.
It's
you.
appalling seeing the
We've
status
got,
of the club that we are.
How many points have we got? We've got points there, 16, and you've got 20. So you're 4 points ahead of us. Got the same goal difference.
So Man U have let in the same amount of goals as Southampton that are fourth from bottom. So Watford are only 3 behind us on goals scored.
Something needs to happen.
Right, can we just get off this topic?
Yeah, we've
I'm
talked about
I'm
this.
sorry, because I'm getting
We
a
need
bit...
to-
My shoulders are going down,
Yeah.
and I'm just...
Brian's about to
ugh.
break
We need
down
to
and
brighten
cry.
it up a bit now.
Yeah, why, was you
Right.
about to speak?
Yeah, I was about to
Let's talk
speak.
about Liverpool.
I was going to
innit?
say that, like,
Brighten things up,
Brian's just going to get emotional, like the way like everyone's talking about.
Let's
how
get
bad
back on
United
topic.
are right now.
I was going to say, when we were on the England topic, it's fair to say now, the fans are really warming to Southgate. Would you agree?
What? They're
Absolutely.
warming them already. They already were warming with him after the World
No,
Cup.
they weren't, because when he was a caretaker manager for England, wasn't he? Because
Yeah.
he was already involved in the England setup at under 21 level, but the Sam Allardyce scandal, he resigned.
Yeah, and that's when
I love
Southgate
that.
came in.
I love that. Yes, Sam. You say his name now. You don't think of him at the clubs. You think of him at England, don't you?
yeah.
Trying to buy.
100%.
Scandal?
He
What,
was
as
trying
if
to
we
buy. He was
don't know
trying to
there's
buy.
backhanded arrangements,
Yeah.
everything that goes on behind the scenes. It's been coming since the football started,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And then
Wasn't
suddenly...
it? He was trying to buy players to come play for England, or something along those lines, wasn't it? It was along those
But
lines.
Southgate, going back on point,
Yeah, sorry.
great. We're playing to a system. passion, bringing through youth. Southgate's worked with them since they're kids. He knows
So he
them
knows some of these
inside
boys,
out.
yeah.
He knows what. He probably knows their podcast, their music list, their Spotify list. Oh no, brand name. But I'm just saying, it's he knows them that well that once they do start breaking through, he knows what makes them tick. Do you want an arm around the shoulder? Do you need, a pat on the back? Do you need someone to tell you to start doing something? Because they're all different, we're all
it's
different
true.
characters. You know them inside out.
But
It's
isn't
not
that
like
refreshing to watch?
yeah,
as a United
absolutely, absolutely.
Mm. Yeah, he's doing a real good job, Southgate. But when we talk about managers thrown into big jobs, who do you think of? I think of Gary Neville immediately.
Thierry
At
Henry.
Valencia.
Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
Because look at Monaco right now; they're in the relegation zone.
Oh,
mate,
it's
like,
it's a real.
Yeah,
it's
Thierry Henry's a shout.
horrendous. It's horrendous.
Everyone thought it'd be this fairy tale thing. He
Roy
walks into
Keane
the
tried
club.
it, but
Yeah,
players
it's
wouldn't
not
live up to
working.
Roy Keane, so it didn't work because they expect too much out of players. You can just go through a whole host of ex-players that have tried to make it as a
honestly,
manager.
It does work sometimes though. You
Roy
look at
Keane-
gigs with Wales.
No,
I mean,
Roy Keane, for
it's up and
example,
down.
though, he wasn't that great as a manager, but he wasn't that bad. For Sunderland, for example, he didn't do that bad for him, did he? Or
Yeah, well, obviously him and Martin O'Neill have got something going with Ireland. Something's
Yeah.
working
Yeah, exactly,
there.
is that as well.
So I think he's good in dressing room. Obviously, how can you turn around to Roy Keane when he tells you and saying about playing in a midfield position? How
It's a
on earth
Nuno
can you argue
situation.
with? Yeah,
it's a new
exactly.
situation.
And
See-
it's exactly that because you're scared of him, and also what he's done
That's the
before
thing.
as well. It's
Thierry Henry, if he's giving you some in the change rooms, telling you off, is he one of those guys you listen to, or is he not?
I mean,
Because he's a bit
a
50.
lot of players
I
should
feel,
respect him.
I feel like he's 50-50, you know how we all say Nuno, yeah, if he's telling you off, you are getting told off. But with Thierry Henry, I don't know. I feel it's a bit 50-50.
I think
I
you've got to
can't
look at what a
see
great
him be-
player he was.
Yeah.
he was great.
You know,
but
what he
the
did,
respect that should come
he's
with
got
what
the
they
respect,
won.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you look at that and then you look at his form of
I
managing.
mean, Monaco are looking like they're going to get
No,
relegated.
hold on.
Yeah,
Another,
so that's what I
another
mean. That's
example,
what I
though.
mean. You look at that, you go, he's a great player, but he's great player, but his managing isn't too good. So that's
You
what
look
I mean.
at Steven
Do you
Gerrard and
listen
Frank
to him?
Lampard; they're doing all right. It works sometimes. It's a
Yeah.
gamble, but it
I mean,
works
you
sometimes.
don't, yeah.
But then again, though, it's Rangers and Derby.
Again, though, is
I mean,
the
they're
Derby
smaller-
aren't
the
doing
teams
too
that need to
bad.
be
Derby
managed.
Smaller
aren't doing
teams,
too
they're
bad.
smaller teams, but it's
Yeah,
they're
but you're
not
not
really
going to be an
thrown into
ex-player and
deep
come
end.
straight in and manage Man City, are you?
I don't think.
No,
I don't
You're going to
think.
go
obviously
and you're going to
not.
manage a League 2 side, League 1,
I don't think Gerrard
Championship,
did.
whatever.
But-
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is though, like,
Because
for
even the
example,
Championship clubs now have got the money that Premiership clubs had 10,
Right, okay.
10
Yeah.
15 years
Do you
ago.
want to know where West Brom? Oh, I've got that mad now. Derby are in the league right now. Go on, take a guess.
Sixth.
Ahmed's correct with 6th, which is where they finished
Hang
pretty
on,
much.
sorry, can we just reflect on that? Ahmed's got something right.
Ahmed's right.
Wow.
He's a secret
I'm
Derby fan.
Wow.
But can we also just point out as well, Frank Lampard's doing all right at Derby, but how's Gerrard getting on at Rangers?
He's doing alright for
Yeah,
himself.
he's not
Is
doing
he?
bad.
He's doing alright.
Because don't
Yeah, but
forget,
you're starting every season knowing
Scottish
you're going to
Premier
finish in the
League.
top 3 anyway.
It should be
Rangers,
second.
Aren't you?
Rangers, really, in my eyes, I feel like Rangers should be second. They're not. They're third.
Who's second then?
I feel like our
Hearts.
Nans could go up there and get any,
Hearts.
into
You know,
the top
you've
3.
got to be fair, you look at the points. They're not doing too well. Celtic are winning and they've only played 12. They've got 26. Hearts have played 13. They've got 26. And Rangers have played 12 and they've got 24.
What I'm on about though, like playing managers that have been thrown into the deep end, right? Like Gary Neville when he got into Valencia. Valencia are a big team.
it was hard for him.
You know?
Not only are they a big team, but you're speaking another language.
Exactly, and then with
How are
Thierry
you ordering
Henry,
your players about?
Thierry Henry, Monaco is a big team.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's been thrown into a big team just like that. And it's
Yeah,
his
but
first
so
job.
has Steven Gerrard there.
But
I mean,
Rangers-
we all know the Scottish League as the
Rangers
Celtic
ain't
League.
that
I'm sorry,
much.
but no matter what, it's Celtic are always going to win that league. And there's nothing you can do. You can give him Steven Gerrard, one of Britain's greatest players. Not the greatest, but one of the greatest.
It's Rangers
He's
for a
not-
few years and it changes and it's Celtic for a few
Yeah, it's-
years and then Aberdeen might get the odd 1 in 12 or something,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm.
but...
But I just think throwing him into that situation, I miss the fact that why can't you just give Thierry Henry, go get him managing AFC Wimbledon or something like that. Go get them starting at the lowest pecking form and work their way up. Prove to us before you go to a big club.
You
prove
can
to us-
understand why he was
prove-
appointed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but prove.
but
No,
it's
but
all
prove.
sponsorship
prove
now.
to us-
It's all
Yeah,
like big
that's the thing, it's
companies
all about
attached to
money.
a club. It's
Why
a
can't
name.
you?
Yeah,
Why can't
yeah.
you prove to us on minimum wage that you can manage that team? I mean, it's not even like Terry Henry needs the money.
Here's a question:
Is
where
it
do you think
really?
it's going wrong for someone like Henry right now, in terms of his managing?
It's because he's
Why
gone.
are Monaco in the relegation zone?
He's gone from a fantastic player. He's his assistant at. He was assistant for Belgium, wasn't he?
Yeah.
In the World Cup and stuff. Yeah, they've seen that and they've seen how well he's done. No, he was assistant, so it wasn't like it was all him. Yeah, and they've gone, right, we need him. He's amazing. Yeah, he's been put on the pedestal and he's bottled it because he's never done it before, really.
Well, I want
And
to point something out.
Club is different from country, and also you need to, I can't stress it enough. You need to prove yourself before you go to these big clubs because you're putting yourself on a high pedestal.
Oh yeah,
You're
the
known-
world's watching.
You've been known as this amazing football player, and now you go to this club, and now look at Monaco. They are looking like they're going to get relegated.
Speaking of like the world looking at you, do you lot remember the 2010 World Cup where Maradona, who's probably one of the greatest players of all time, managed Argentina? Do you lot remember
Yeah.
how bad that
We
was?
know what happened there.
You know, like that's another example of a.
But why? I want to
manager.
know, like, why does it not work for them? And you know Gary Lineker, you've heard of him
Because
It's
you
a small
can't,
name.
you can't become a fantastic player. You can't be a fantastic player.
No,
and
well,
a
Gary
fantastic
Lineker
manager.
said this. He said he'd never want to be a manager because he didn't know enough about football.
Exactly. You're a
Do you know what he
football-
means by that? He's a striker
Yeah.
and he doesn't know about how to
doesn't
be a
know
midfielder,
anything.
how to be a defender, how to
No.
be a goalkeeper.
You can't be. That's why you genuinely see more defending and keepers and now and then midfield managers than you do striking.
Because they know the
But
game.
Not meant you see more defending and goalkeeping managers now because they're at the back of the pitch watching everything. They have to know what their defence are doing, their midfielder doing, and their attacker doing, and he has to also know what he is doing. And same with defence. Defence need to know what they're doing, and he's doing behind them. Strikers, it's like, right, he's got the ball in midfield, pass it to me, bang, goal. That's all that runs through their head is, can I get this goal? Can I get this goal? Yes, I can. No, I can't. Or I need to move. It's all that. And it's the same with midfield. It's like, right, he's got it there, he passes to me, and then, he's making the run now. Yeah, I launch it. That's all that goes through their heads. But the back,
But it makes me think, like,
the
a
defence line, the
versatile
goal.
player, how good a manager would they be? Someone who can play centre mid, who can play left back, someone like Delph. How good a
don't-
manager would
I
he
just,
be?
as Lineker says, he didn't know enough about football. It doesn't matter where you play on the pitch.
Yeah, he said he could teach you how to make space, he could teach you how to
Yeah.
strike a ball,
It doesn't really.
but he couldn't tell you how to
You
defend.
really
or-
need to be in a defensive role to take on management. If you play any other, really, you aren't going to be. You're not saying you won't be a good manager, but you need to build your way up because that's where it is now. You need to. We've seen it how many times? How many managers have we just pointed out on your list here? And we've got there 1, 2, 3. You got 5 there,
Yeah,
right?
at least 5.
Okay, and 2 of them. Well, no. Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard's the only one that's gone to a small club. All right, Derby aren't really a small club, but they're a small club in a smaller league than the Premier League. Yeah, they haven't gone from Premier League to all these big clubs. Yeah, he's building his way up, and if he proves himself at Derby, then you're going to get other teams looking at him going,
Of course he is.
We're going to get him.
Of course he is.
Yeah, he's done it the right way. The other ones haven't. They've gone to too big of a club for themselves.
And if they flop,
Because
the
they
world's
played because they
watching.
think they've played at Liverpool, because they played at United, because they played at City, because they played for Barca, they think they're the greatest and they're going to be the greatest manager because they've had the best managers manage them. No, I'm sorry, but no.
But it just made me think that
You
it's
build
interesting.
your way up, and it's how it works with football as well. I'm sorry, but the football players that Wolves have got, the football players that United have got, they didn't just get put straight into the big. You don't see that very often anymore. That you just go, oh, he's an amazing player from a small league, right to a big team, and then makes it big. They all slowly build themselves up.
But don't you think it's interesting how the position that you play as a player can really impact how well you can manage a club?
Yeah, it's not a shock. I don't think it's a shock at all. Because, as we said, as Gary Lineker pointed out, he knows nothing about football.
Well, he does.
Or
but
but he doesn't know enough about football
about
to manage
how
it.
to be
because he's a
midfielder
striker.
and all.
Because
Yeah.
all the thing that goes through the striker's head is to score a goal. But defenders, they need to know everything. Goalkeeper needs to know everything. They're the ones that are really on the pitch evaluating
They're the
what's
ones
going
that are
on.
looking that way. They're seeing how their team
Yeah.
are playing. So
Strikers-
you can
strikers
view,
and things
you
like
can
that.
view everything. You see how the team's
Exactly.
coming on to you. So
Midfielders.
centre half, centre mid. You know, I think they're the players you pick. But anyway, we've been here a while.
Yeah, I think
we-
it's time to wrap it up now.
Well, I think it's time to wrap it up. So what I'm going to do is
Whoa.
I'm going to start calling out the fixtures for the weekend.
Sounds good to me,
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah,
for it.
we all
Let's do
re-
it.
we all ready to
sounds
go?
good to me, mate. Sounds
do
good.
it.
Right, let's go. Brighton Leicester.
Oof.
Jack.
It's me first. Brighton Leicester. Leicester 2-0.
Interesting.
Okay.
2-1 Leicester.
I'll probably say
He's going to come out with something
probably
stupid, isn't he?
3-0 to Leicester.
1-0 Brighton for me.
Big move.
That-
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Big
3
move.
for Leicester, 1 for Brighton. Go on.
Everton Cardiff. Jack.
Everton 2. Everton 1-0. No, 2-1. 2-1. 2-1 Everton.
2-0.
I'll say
2-0 Everton.
I'll say 2-0 as well.
2.
Yeah, 2-0.
2.
2 Everton.
I'll go 3-0 Everton.
It's back and forth. 2.
2.
To me, to you, to me, to you.
2. Yeah, 2-0.
Old Chuckle Brother sitting next to me here.
2.
To me, to you.
2-0. Yeah.
to you.
2. 2-0. 2.
2.
2-0.
It's always looking at you going, 2. I'm going, yeah. To who? 2. Oh, I sometimes really wish I had cameras in it.
Yeah, we will do for season 2. It'll happen.
Good.
Yeah.
Has to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, it's an in-joke between us. I'm terrible with phones, and suddenly I've got ads coming up on my
Do you want
phone.
me to
I
get
can't
my-
work
are
it
you-
out, and I'm just pressing it. Oh, I hate
Right.
modern technology.
I'll go on to it. So we've done Brighton, Leicester, we've done Everton, Cardiff, Fulham, Southampton. Brian, we'll go to you now. Going this way around.
Okay. I'll go with Southampton 1-0.
I'll do 1-1 draw.
I'm going to go for a draw. Yeah, 1-1.
I think Fulham have got it in them to win it 1-0, you know. Now, this is the big game. Man United versus Crystal Palace. Sam,
I'm not confident.
are you not? That's
Surprise,
not a good
surprise.
sign, is it, when you say you're not confident over Crystal Palace?
To a 16th place side.
How times change.
I
Sorry,
know.
we're not going to digress. We're going to go
Yeah.
straight into result.
I mean, I've got to go for United. 2-1 to United.
I'll say 1-1.
Oh.
Sure.
We're not keeping a clean sheet, are we?
No, definitely not.
Man United 4-0.
Ooh.
Brave. Man United 2-0.
I like that, though.
I think United will win it with a clean sheet 2-0. Right, Watford, Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
I can see it being a really, really hard game against Watford because Watford have been having a
You
decent
know.
season.
With
I
Wolves.
know.
So I'd probably say
2 goals in 2 minutes.
just about probably 2-1 Liverpool.
I'm shocked at that. Watford 1-0.
I'm going to be realistic. Watford 1-1. 1-1 Watford, Liverpool.
That's fair actually.
West
happen.
Ham, Man City.
Surprise, surprise. I think we all know what we're going to say here, don't we?
4-0 City.
What are you going? 7,
Yeah,
8,
it's just
9?
about. Yeah,
I'm
just about
going to go
how high
4.
they're
I'm going to go
gonna
4-0
score.
City. 4-0.
Sam 4-0. I'm going 3.
Ahmed.
I'll do 4-2 Man City.
Ooh, that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, 3-1
Yeah.
Man City for me.
3-1. Right, okay. And the later kick-off, not live, but 5:30, Tottenham, Chelsea. Yeah, and I'll come to Sunday because there's a couple of games on Sunday. So yeah. You've got a 5:30 kick-off. It's Tottenham at home to Chelsea. Scores for me, Brian. I'm going to go to you first.
Go to me first?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Oh, see, I'm having a little pondering. I was hoping you'd go to someone else first.
All right, Ahmed.
I'll do it
Spice it
then.
up.
I'll do probably 1-0 Chelsea.
Oh, Sam.
I agree with Ahmed. I think
1-0 Chelsea. Brian.
it's a 1-0 game.
1-0.
I say 1-0, but to Tottenham.
Ooh.
Right. We move to Sunday for the last 2 fixtures of the week. We have got one on. Well, we'll go to Monday after this, but yeah, the last one's Monday. So yeah, two games on Sunday. 1:30. Bournemouth at home to Arsenal. Arsenal 2-1.
Arsenal 2-0.
I'll probably say it's 3-2 Arsenal.
Fair enough, Brian.
1-0 Arsenal.
Right.
Even though I
Biggest-
do agree that they're playing well, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
The biggest game of the weekend. Live, 4 o'clock. I will be watching. Wolves at home to Huddersfield. Biggest game of the weekend. Every weekend. Go on, Brian. Wolves, Huddersfield.
2-0 Wolves.
I was going to say the same thing, 2-0 Wolves.
Just gonna have a look at the table quickly.
2-1 Wolves.
Huddersfield are currently 19th with 7 points. I'm gonna go 2-0 Wolves. Yeah.
We nearly all agreed on that, didn't we?
2-0. Right,
Almost,
and
yeah.
finally the last one. Burnley at home on Monday to Newcastle at 8 o'clock. 1-1. 1-1. Sam.
Oh,
It's a hard game. Burnley Newcastle.
Really,
That's a
really
proper,
difficult.
fighting game.
come
that,
back
isn't it?
to me.
Brian.
Burnley 2-1.
So,
I'll
Sam.
say
Ahmed.
Burnley 1-0.
Sam. It's all left down to you now.
1-0 Newcastle.
Shout.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Right. So that was the.
I think that wraps
our,
it up then.
Yeah, that's our predictions for the weekend. Nice.
Right, we're just gonna go and get Ahmed drug tested for the early comments.
For like
just
the
gonna
third
make
week
sure.
in a row. Well, third podcast in a row.
It's been lovely seeing all of you.
Yeah, it's been a
lovely.
while.
It's
Lovely.
great being back in the studio,
I
guys.
love
I've got to
Energy's
say,
there.
energy, it's
yeah.
back. I've missed it.
Well, you can tell we've been missing it because when we've been together, we've been really aggy. Like, let's get
Yeah,
we
let's
need
get
to
back
get
in.
we
Come on, we
need
need
to
to
get
get
back
back
in the studio.
You know,
but
we
we're
should be back
saying
in
it, and we're
regularly now.
here.
Should be
need to.
consistent.
it should be fixed in.
Yeah.
We need to
But,
get
It's been a
back
good
in.
laugh. It's been a good
I've enjoyed
start.
it.
I
Yeah.
actually think it's been a good podcast. Actually, I mean,
I know
I
we're
think
only
we've
on it.
touched on points that you don't usually hear.
No,
because we've
you
been
know,
balancing
podcast.
it out.
I mean,
this podcast, I reckon.
I know we're
Yeah,
only
those
on
topics.
episode 3 of this podcast series, but I feel like we've been doing this for months and months
It does
and
feel
months.
like
feels
that.
like
It
that,
really,
actually.
it really
Feels
does
like
feel like we've been doing this for the past 6 years almost. It really does.
And we're still
It does.
talking to each other, guys.
Yeah, at least
No,
we're
we-
still talking to
No,
each
we
other.
had no infighting. We have a laugh ourselves out of here. We're down the
Can
pub,
we just go back?
etc.
I think it was episode 1. Can we just go back to? Don't forget the Man United Liverpool derby. Whoever loses has to do a punishment. Don't forget.
Must
And
be-
I, as the individual evaluator or whatever it is, gets to choose the punishment.
We've ran over time here. Sorry.
Oh, if you ran over time mysteriously.
Conveniently.
Can't
Thank
wait.
God for that.
I really want Man United to win.
But as always, if you want to send us any questions, it's talkballpodcast@gmail.com. We're on iTunes, by the way, now.
Yeah,
We're on
rate us 5
Spotify,
stars.
we're on
We're
everything
5
now.
stars. We're 5
Yeah,
stars on iTunes.
5
Well, aren't
We're
we?
rated 5 stars on
Yeah.
iTunes, but we,
Definitely.
you know,
Listeners are growing.
Definitely not. Like
yeah,
we
but
did
you
at
know,
all, is it?
rate us 5-star if you think. Do you know what? No,
Just rate us
give
5 stars.
Give us a rating. It
Yeah.
could be 1 star if you think it's that.
Not bad.
Explain why.
Anything
Yeah,
we
give
say
it
you don't
feedback.
agree
Give-
with,
give us a
anything
comment,
we
yeah.
say you agree with, come back in,
Drop-
call us, let us know, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
know,
Drop-
just
drop,
let us
looking
know.
to improve.
Yeah.
Drop a comment, drop a like.
We'll probably get most comments about Ahmed, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I
you know,
we know.
Please
I
give
mean,
that guy.
he's-
Please give that
I
guy
mean,
a drug
listeners,
test.
please. He is honestly all right. He's a lovely guy,
He's a laugh.
but he's got no filter. So I'm sorry. He just thinks something and just
Hey,
says
and
it.
after we
and-
finish this, can you give me Ed Woodward's number?
Fine.
I know.
I mean, it's kind of sad that I'm a Liverpool supporter and I've got.
It is sad.
It
You're a Liverpool
is, yeah.
supporter.
Yeah, it's
Right,
about
that's
United.
enough. Anyway,
Yeah.
the podcast
Well, hopefully-
ended.
yeah.
That is the final comment. It's sad being Liverpool supporter.
Let's end on that.
Anyway, thank you very much,
Yeah, thanks
listeners.
for
That's
listening.
enough. We'll speak to you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Goodbye.
and good night.
Goodbye.